Look, Mr. D, we're out here, we're about to prune an apple tree, but before we do that, we definitely want to thank the good folks at Jones Orchard, specifically Mr. Henry Jones for allowing us to be out here today so you can prune one of these apple trees for him.
Got the sweetest peaches, sweetest strawberries around anywhere that I know of.
I can vouch with that, that's for sure.
Apple tree, we prune apples and pears the same way. We prune them to a strong central leader. This apple tree has a really good start. Under ideal conditions, we will have a whorl of limbs at about 18 to 20 inches from the ground. 4 limbs evenly spaced around the trunk of the tree. As we know, in the real world, ideal conditions doesn't exist all the time.
That's
this
right.
one has, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 limbs right here. I'm gonna, because these 2 limbs are sharing the sun, I'm gonna take this one off right here. And so I've got 3 scaffold limbs on my bottom layer, which is okay. Now I'm going to come on up this tree. Ideally, I would have 18 to 20 inches before I get to the next whorl of limbs. So I'm going to, these are a little close to this row of scaffold. This one especially is a little close.
Okay.
So I'm going to take it off, and I'm going to leave about a 1/4 inch. I don't want to get too close to the trunk. I want to leave enough room for that to heal. Let's see, these limbs are sharing the same. This limb is right above this limb, so I don't need that to happen, and I'm going to take this one off right here. So now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 scaffold limbs. It's probably a little much, but I'm going to go ahead and leave that. Now I'm going to take everything else off. Again, I'm going to try to leave a space, ideally of 18 to 20 inches. I don't quite have that here. Taking all this off, so I don't want anything to grow between here and here. Okay. And I'm going to leave these buds, and you know, you'll have eventually limbs come out where these buds are, and they will fill this void over here. And so that's pretty well got the scaffold limbs chosen. Now, apples and especially pears, everything wants to be the central leader.
Yeah.
But I'm going to teach this tree now. We only have 1 central leader, so this is trying to be the central leader here, so I'm going to take it off.
Right.
And then I have limbs crossing, and that's not good, so this limb is invading this scaffold limb space, so I'm going to take it off. Again, leaving about a 1/4 inch so that it'll have plenty of room to heal. So that has got that taken care of. It's looking pretty good. Now I'm going to go to all of these limbs. Okay, I don't want anything to grow back up toward the center of the tree, so I'm going to take that off. Then I'm going to go to the tips of all of these limbs, and I'm going to take off about 1/3 of last year's growth, or 6 to 12 inches or something like that is a pretty good rule of thumb. It's called heading back.
Yeah.
And this is a very important cut, because when you head back apples and pears, you want to make a cut above a bud that's growing, the bud that's pointing in the direction that you want the limb to grow, and you want the limb to grow out away from the tree. If you make your cut above a bud that's growing back toward the tree, that limb will come out, and it'll be kind of going back toward the center of the tree, which is not good.
So is that a 45-degree cut, or?
It's just cut it off. I'm going to cut it off straight. This bud is headed away from the tree, so I'm going to cut right above that bud, about a 1/4 inch above that bud. Okay. And then I'm going to do that with all of these lower scaffolds. I can tell where last year's growth was, so that one's going in the right direction. I'm going to go on up to this scaffold since I'm standing here. Same thing, picking a bud that's growing away from the tree. As I ease on around here. On every limb, I'm going to head it back to a bud that's going in the directions I want it to go.
Oh yeah.
Okay, this limb is growing straight up, trying to be the central leader, so I'm going to cut it above that limb right there. Okay, easing around. Just easing up the tree. This limb would really like to be the central leader, so I'm gonna do some severe
It's got to go, right?
instruction to it, and do that.
Wow.
And we got that in pretty good shape now. That
Looks
apple
good.
tree is pretty much ready to go. It's going to have a flush of growth now because anytime you prune a tree this time of the year, this is the best time of the year. You know, the middle of March is the best time to do any pruning. And when you prune limbs off, you've got a root system that's fully developed, and it's going to compensate by giving you a flush of growth, and the growth is going to go in the direction that you want it to go. The reason we do this is to kind of open the tree up where you can do a really good job of spraying your fungicides and insecticides, so you get better coverage if you open the tree up a little bit. You're also thinning some of the fruit off. Most of these fruit trees will have 80% more fruit than they can actually set. So we're taking some of the fruit off now. We're going to have to do some thinning also as we get, probably, unless Mother Nature comes in with a good heavy frost,
Right.
and helps us do a little thinning. But hopefully we're going to have to do some thinning on these fruit trees.
Okay. And this is what, a 3-year-old tree?
I'd say that's about right.
A 3-year-old tree. Arkansas black.
Good variety.
Good variety.
Good apple.
All right, well, I'm sure Mr. Henry will appreciate that nice pruning job you did on this apple tree there.
I hope so. Sometimes folks get a little nervous. It's like a bad haircut sometimes. Folks get a little nervous.
But I think this is a good one. Appreciate that demonstration, Mr. D.
Most welcome.